the situation with running back and how it's changed now in the NFL. Do we have a running back situation where it really doesn't matter unless you've got somebody, I don't know, something that just jumps off the page at running back, that you don't have to deal with running back in the draft anymore? Is that what we're looking at?
I think that the running back market that we saw take place in free agency is indicative of how the league is viewing the running back position in the draft. We were saying that running backs aren't getting paid, and then what happened? The opening day of free agency, the first signing was a running back, right? And you see these guys getting paid money, and it doesn't seem like too many people are too high on this running back class, to be completely honest with you. I mean, some of the guys that people were high on, we have seen go off the board already. But I think that running back as a position, at least when we have done the mock draft, and that doesn't really count for much because the draft system has been completely out of whack with all these quarterbacks and so on and so forth. But I think that as the draft progresses, you might see a lot of these guys fall into the later rounds, probably like never before.
I think the running back position is in an evolution of, okay, how good are you at blitz pickup? Can you catch the football? In today's NFL, those are two things you have to have. The talent of, I'm going to bend it back on that cutback. I'm going to make that unblocked linebacker miss. I'm going to make that safety miss as well. That's just like one component, and it's like, how many times are we going to do that during the course of the game, as opposed to how many times you're going to stick your nose in that linebacker's chest and pick him up and blitz pickup, or an edge guy if we're outnumbered on that side, or how good a route runner are you? Can you get separation? Can you catch the football? The running back position, I think, from an evaluation standpoint, is totally different than it was, I don't know, definitely a decade ago, maybe less than that. It's changed.
To add to that point, I think you see a lot less of the bell cow back type of backfields. And like you said, you have guys with different varying skill sets that you can use. And if you get that crossover where guys have multiple tools in their tool bag, then that's all the better. But at the same time, you don't feel like you need to spend premium assets on that anymore. And at the same time, man, like there's I think a mindset change too, where before it was, we want to get this good back and we want to keep him, we want to have him here. But now there's more of a, hey, we can just draft this guy and we don't necessarily maybe care about age as much if we just think we're going to run him into the ground, so to speak, in the first 4 years of his contract. And then we move on from him when he's 27, 28 years old and has all this different type of wear and tear on him, because then he's going to want 10, 12, $15 million a year. And that's just, it's a tough environment because there's just such a supply of good athletes who've played running back all their life, grade school, high school. A lot of the best athletes get thrown at running back. And I don't want to oversimplify things because there's a lot of things like contact balance and vision that come into playing running back. But there's also just a factor of, there are a lot of guys who are big and fast and have played running back a lot. And there's a lot of these guys coming out to where you can find these quality guys. Yes, you can reach on some of these guys in the early rounds like Ray Davis, Marshawn Lloyd, and even Audric Estime. But there's also guys at the end of the draft like Tyrone Tracy, who only played the running back position for a year and was extremely productive doing it, has the wide receiver background that you might want for guys coming out of the backfield, being a receiving threat, but also having great contact balance and size. Like, there's other ways you can go about the running back position. It's not so much we want the 21-year-old stud who had 600-700 carries in college anymore.
It's funny. The running back position, non-scientific for me. I went and polled some high school students, and I asked, running backs, how often do you get asked to the prom right away? And they don't. I mean, it's quarterbacks, it's wide receivers. It's trickled down to high school. Running backs aren't the guy anymore. When I was in high school, the running back was the guy.
Ask this question?
I mean, the running back was the guy when I was in high school. It was like, and then in college, Marty Januszkiewicz, the Lackawanna Locomotive. He was the guy, man. Not anymore.
Very interesting, Dave.
Not anymore.
That's a great study.
That's like the Andy Reid, right? You need a little more junk in the trunk.
That's right.
Be better off. Hey, maybe there's something to that.
All right.